Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Gyle here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. I have a 1v1 for you guys and gals today because you're so well behaved. Before we crack on with that, just like to mention, I did mention it in the last cast as well, if you haven't already filled out Zep's quiz, you can find it in the What's New section. It's really important we get as many answers in as possible. It's basically trying to work out how intrinsically natural certain things are in the game. So if you're a new player and you think you don't really understand things very well yet, don't worry, it actually helps us if you do fill this out. It gives us a better understanding of how difficult or easy the game is to understand. So please fill that out. You can find it, as I said before, in the What's New section. If you can't see it initially, just try relogging once or twice. The same thing happened to me. It should pop up. On to today's game. It's going to take place on Desert Arena, so let's head on over to the game zone and see how these guys are going to get on. And of course, you guys looking at the top right will probably immediately recognize something a little bit strange, or at least I did. I was thinking, hang on a minute, Tag Chosen, he's up in the 1900 2000 range, isn't he? And then apparently I've just been told that this now scales off when you're doing a ladder ranked match. This now scales off your 1v1 rating, not your global rating, which actually makes quite a lot of sense. So if you play a ladder and freak out suddenly that you've lost a bunch of score, don't worry, you actually haven't. It's still there. It's all just slightly different. So, starting locations up here at the top left, we have fefe34 going Grey Cybrin. I don't know whether the 3 is supposed to be a backwards E and the 4 is an A. I don't know. I'm just going to call him Fefe. Maybe it is just fefe34, but he's going to be Fefe. I hope he doesn't mind or hold it against me, because I'm sure he's a very nice, amicable fellow. Anyway, he's Grey Cybrin going first land. And then he's going to get the hydrocarbon coming off down here. He's getting a couple of land factories for the adjacency on the hydro. In fact, a whole bunch of land factories not going for the air factory just yet, it doesn't seem. And his opponent down here going Aeon in the baby blue corner. It is Clan Tags Chosen. Seeing a lot of this guy lately. It is basically because he's having such entertaining games. He seems to be playing a hell of a lot. So that is why he sends me in these replays. And if they are good, I skim through them at +10. Don't pay too much attention, but if it looks good, I'll give it a cast. I could go through it in detail, I guess, to make sure it's absolutely top-notch, but then that would be a lot less fun for me. So, once again, hope you don't hold it against me. He's going first land to open with, and then second air almost immediately afterwards. He's going to get all of these power gens in place first of all. Also going to get that hydrocarbon. I like his build order he's got going here. It's pretty nice. It seems like he's got this really well laid out. You've even got templates down already for T1 PD, so he's obviously got a build order he likes to work on this map. Anyway, we've got a flare for Chosen that has got right in around the back of Fefe's base. Fefe probably aware of its location. He did just, if he was paying attention, would have just seen the shots coming in to the left of that air factory while it was being built. But that flare is going to continue on around to the right hand side, and we could potentially see first blood here from Chosen. Might be able to bag an engineer kill. He's homed in on it, and that engineer, hope he said goodbye to his family before he left, because he won't be returning. And he could stick around to pick up that mechs, but I don't think he's going to. It looks like he's heading south. Quite a lot of mass to reclaim, of course, on this map in the middle of Desert Arena, so if you can get to the middle and get your hands on it, that will work very nicely indeed. Chosen is definitely going more of a harassment route. He's got Aurora and a Spirit up here already, and a similar combination, or exactly the same combination down here. There is one defending Mantis over here, so that could potentially get a little bit sticky. He's also building a auto gun, but that might not get finished. The engineer is now under fire. Nice little bit of micro gets it out of the way. Mantis coming in to save the day. Aurora down, Spirit down. That engineer will live to see another building go up, but potentially not make it to the end of the game on that kind of level of HP. And over here on the right as well, a little bit of micro from Chosen keeps that Aurora out of range from that Mantis. All very nice indeed. We've seen the first little bit of air combat as well, which Fefe seems to get the better of. Interceptor on just over half health, and manages to dispatch that Inti from Chosen with little or no difficulty. But in terms of initial ground units now, seems to be swinging in favor of Fefe. Trying to see if there's no super early tech going down or anything like that. He's just taking a little bit longer, Chosen, to get his spam out. We've already got a lot of factories down, so Chosen's start looks pretty, but it's definitely not as efficient at getting spam out earlier on this map. And we're already seeing the effects of this over on the right-hand side. A few Auroras up the top right for Chosen. Backing away to the right-hand side of the map. Needs to back away slightly faster. Not going to manage it. Overwhelmed by replicators as they pour in from the left-hand side. And now it's quite a grisly-looking group that can head south. And there's not a lot that Chosen's got to stop him at the moment. First few inties coming over now to scout for Fefe. Going to get an idea of the lay of the land. What Chosen's got going on. He's got to be rubbing his hands together now. He sees how many units he's got on the field compared to Chosen. ACU is down here, but he's actually making a move, which I think is the right decision. He needs to get his big metal bottom up there to start defending. Mantis coming in now, going to pretty much prevent that from going up. Yeah, there he goes. Bomber out for Chosen. Flies over, picks up a few kills, it looks like. But Aurora's going down left, right, and center. Chosen coming in with his ACU, forcing the Mantis to push right. But it's a nice little engagement there for Fefe. And now he's got a decent bunch of units on the left-hand side with his commander pushing. So map control could very quickly in this become an issue for Chosen. Lots and lots of Mantis on the ground. We've also got Medusa. Medusa's in play as well. God, I don't know whether to call them Mantids. Now, I am going to call them Mantids, plural. Deal with it. That's their new thing for me. Mantids. Be the third video in a row where people start flaming in the comment section. It's fine. We're over it. Doesn't matter. But a Eruptor has gone down for Chosen. Firing at range. Popping out all of these units left, right, and center. Medusa's, for some reason, coming a little bit further forward than they need to. There's no need for those to be going down at all. Obviously, Fefe's attention is elsewhere because those units don't need to be standing there taking unnecessary damage. That was a lot of casualties he didn't need to lose. But in terms of spam, it looks like Fefe is doing a little bit better. Up to quite a lot of factories now. Take a look at how many he's actually got. Sitting on 10 factories. It's pretty sweet, if I do say so myself. Aurora's congested, kind of in the middle. Of course, don't forget these are hills on painted desert arena, not painted desert. It's not a flat land at all, so you do get the occasional block shot from the relief of the land getting in the way. Another engagement happening over on the right-hand side. Chosen with his ACU, managing to defend. Still not able to get that factory in place, though. To get another engineer up there. There's one around here, a T2 in fact. So we do have T2 ground tech here for Chosen. He's starting to produce Blaze. So in typical Chosen fashion, he's favoring tech above mass spam. I always love casting the games where one person goes tech and the other goes spam. It's always entertaining. And a nice concave of Auroras here from Chosen, massacring these forces from Fefe, driving forward, taking large, unnecessary numbers of casualties as they move. Not a good engagement there for Fefe, but he's got plenty more where that came from as all of these little scurrying robots move to the center. He does a big push now. He could massacre these Auroras. He's moving them back, trying to keep them out of range. He's going to manage it though. Getting cornered up against the factories. Far too much in the way for them to make an effective escape. Again, these nice little pushes harassing all the time. But now there's some blazes in the mix for Chosen. Pushing up the right-hand side. Of course, still the amount of factories increase for Fefe. Mantis pouring out of his side of the map. Chosen moves up to the right-hand side, about to deny all 4 of these mass points. Mantis taking casualties as they go. Although he could be successful at hemming him in. If this group of units had moved directly sideways, he could have taken out a bunch of units, although he might be cautious because of the blazes in the mix. I don't think he needs to be cautious. He's got pretty good manufacturing base. However, you can see why he's doing it now. There's a large group of units on the left and not a great deal at the moment in place for Fefe. He's currently moving units onto that side of the map. Units pouring backwards towards Chosen's base. Push halted. Fefe doesn't want to lose unnecessary units. Takes out that engineer that was working on some PD. So the line of PD that was due to go down for Chosen not going to get finished. Indeed, the only point defense in place at the moment is this one here and this one here. Chosen chooses in between them to get a little upgrade on. Now we've got quite a lot of bombers coming in, going straight after Chosen's ACU. I don't know whether they spotted the upgrade. Takes off around about 1,500 hit points in one pass, but they're not going to get a second one, I don't think. There's far too many interceptors in the air for Chosen. Over here on the right-hand side, large groups now of Mantis closing in on this blob. Still 3 blazes, in fact 4 blazes in play in this group, but the Auroras are thinning out very quickly indeed. A bunch of mechs is going down in the fighting as well. They do stray into the Ruptor range down here. They decide to back off a little bit. Now we're getting a little bit of a com-on-com action. Gonna slow it down and take a very quick look at what Chosen was actually getting there in terms of an upgrade. Did he finish it? He got the enhanced quantum disruptor, so he's got the gun upgrade. Fefe forced to retreat down to 5,500 hit points, but he's got a lot of Mantis in tow. That should keep him nice and safe for now, and wisely Chosen isn't going to pursue unnecessarily. There is an Oblivion turret in place right in the center of Chosen's base. That's going to give him a little bit of cover in case this Mantis or Mantids, group of Mantids, decide to move in. I think that's going to be the case. Nice bombing run down here from one of Chosen's bombers. Takes out a whole group of Medusas. Managed to finish off these Eruptors though. Slightly erratic firing patterns. Just a couple more should do it. There it goes. Bit of build capacity going down there as well. But we're now also seeing some even songs in play. T2 mobile missile launchers for Aeon. Trying to outrange some of these units. Chosen trying to get up his veterancy on his ACU. Needs to be a little bit careful here. It's an awful lot of Mantis closing in. He drops down into the yellow. Needs to be very careful indeed. He's bringing some blazes in, some Auroras in to relieve the pressure. Fefe goes after those first. Now we've got an Asylum coming in to give Chosen's ACU some cover. I like that. It's going to help him out a little bit. Some more bombers in play for Fefe. Impacts on the shield, no damage to the comm, but a little bit hairy there for Chosen's ACUs, down to around 4,500 HP. Now a large body of T1 moving right once again for Fefe. Going to finish off these mass points on the right-hand side. And if you could get rid of these Auroras here, you could get a nice little run by in down here. There's some build capacity mounted around that T2 factory. That would be an excellent thing to kill, especially since that's currently upgrading to T3, although it would be very difficult indeed to do so. There's Oblivion turrets going up all over the shop in the center, soon to be 4 right in the middle, so it's going to be very difficult indeed for Fefe to break that. Fefe is currently getting a rep job on his ACU. In terms of map control, it's pretty even. Trying to see if that's realistic. What I'm looking at there, 70, no it's not, 19 mass, or is that he having power problems? That's fluctuating, it's hard to tell. But 19 mass at the moment for Chosen versus 45 for Fefe. Not ideal. Chosen taking yet more damage, down to around 3,700 HP, but Oblivion turret's too strong. He's not going to be able to contend with that. But not the best place for those Oblivion turrets. They should be mounted on the crests of these hills, not in the gullies. He's not getting the best firing solution on them. Understand why he put them there, to be fair. It's the right positioning in terms of distance to the outer perimeter and distance from the inside of his base. But could end up paying for that in the long run. Bomber under threat now from some interceptors. That gets popped out of the sky. Both guys take a small breather, and still quite a lot of reclaim available in the middle. Surprised no one's gone for these rocks. Certainly it's within Fefe's range to do so. And still no tech on the field yet for Fefe. Another air factory gets queued up. And that seems to be a mass job maybe from these engineers, so that will go up very quickly indeed. And We're now seeing the first Harbingers getting built, chosen on another upgrade. Look at what that's like to be, whether it could be T2 Engineering Suite. Might just be doing that just to get the HP back up so he can get that back in play. It's a lot of spam on the field now for Fefe. Some bombers from Chosen harassing them, but not going to get too much traction. Air control seems to be more or less in the hands of Fefe for the moment. Another bomber coming in, going to get a bomb away, I imagine. He doesn't manage it. That is a shame. Huge groups of Mantis there ready, or Mantids ready to get destroyed. We've got Cerberus turrets going down now in the middle. Oh no! Mass casualties. At least one of those Cerberus turrets went down. In fact, 2 of them have gone down, so that will give 3, in fact. What am I talking about? 1, 2, 3. So many replicators hanging about down there, it's impossible to see anything. More bombers coming in, going straight after the Cerberus turrets, taking out collateral damage all over the place. And now there's some Harbingers in play. Fefe needs to be careful. It's a large group of units though, and it's being added to all the time, and more factories are going down here on the left at the 9 o'clock starting position. So in terms of map control, it's definitely favouring Fefe right now. He's also ahead on eco. Radar going up down here will give him some nice intel. There's an awful lot of reclaim still to be had on the field. Take a quick look at who's actually been doing the best on reclaim. Chosen's on 23,000. Fefe's only on 10,000. So Chosen's been hitting the reclaim pretty hard. That's been keeping this game a lot more even. Now large groups of Auroras looking almost trapped up against the side of the map, and they're just getting popped one after another as these Mantids push forwards, taking out everything they see in their path. But the trouble is they're going to march head on into 2 Harbingers and a whole bunch of Oblivion turrets. See that one in the back there just firing into the bank. Trying to get in there and cause some critical damage. Reducer fire over the top, taking down at least one T2 PD. Another one needs to get taken down. Chosen's still on an upgrade. Nearly finished it, however. And the attack promptly peters out as he killed much build capacity. He could do with taking out these engineers. I don't think he's going to manage it. That is the end of that attack. I'd like to see another push down here. It's a lot less well defended. You could get a really decent run by at the moment down here and in through the back. There are some T2 PDs queued up down here, but they're a ways off being built. It's that one engineer, I think, that's in charge of all that. But still no sufficient land tech. We have got T2 air for Fefe. He's building Corsairs. Wondering if he could be trying to go for a snipe. It's the shield, so Chosen is getting nastier by the minute. 29,000 HP. Such a beefy thing. See why it takes quite a while to get it. Now this exposed flank down here is getting hit by large groups of Mantis coming in from the left. Chosen, however, reading the intel nicely, has maneuvered those Harbingers into position. Once again, not going to get anything done with it. He needs the tech to be able to defeat those Harbingers. Chosen just sitting there eating Cerberus fire in the face like it's not funny. He can take it, it's no big deal. Again, the land thwarting these Oblivion turrets, not building them in the right place on this map can be crucial. There is one down here that's getting through to Fefe's comm. There's a lot of PD going down now for Fefe. He's got a real creep on. A little base happening down here at the bottom left for Chosen. He's actually pushing out with those Harbingers we saw earlier to the left-hand side to defend it. But we've got a little bit of a break-in now. A few Mantis making their way into the middle. He's got some Medusas in there as well. He could really do well to take this out, in fact, with the Medusas. It's the one turret that's getting fire through. He hasn't got the ability to do it, but Chosen now under fire from a whole line of Corsairs. Still not got his shield broken though. Currently seeing any air tech just as yet out from Chosen. Even if we did, I'm not sure he could get up any time soon to deal with the sheer numbers of interceptors that fefe has got on his side at the moment. Shield's very close to being depleted. If they can get rid of that and take that comm out of the equation, force him back into the middle of his base, fefe could potentially end this as we move into the 22nd minute in this game. Now we've got some flak on the field. We have some ascendants. Those Corsairs are nullified. No more threat from them. Do a lot worse than to go after the engineers around here, take down some of his build capacity, get it out of the equation. But Chosen's actually building some TMLs, so he could be going after some kind of a mass snipe, or potentially going after the comm. Chosen now moving back though with his comm, taking a lot of fire, down to around 4,800 HP on the shield. But once again, fefe runs out of units just at the point where he might be about to get something done. But over here on the left, these Harbingers have had fantastic progress. Lovely little run by right into the back of fefe's base. If you start taking out some power, that might do well. How much he's going to get done? Does he? It's always the tough thing. Do you try and make that assessment? Do you try and kill all of the units coming in after you to give yourself more time, or do you just go after the structures? And sometimes you don't get anything done at all because you make one decision and then have to change it. I'm just circling around. Nice little bit of micro there from Chosen, dodging some of the fire coming in from the Mantids. Still, those Harbingers are alive. Corsairs, the only thing really offering any great defensive option for fefe. It's a lovely little bit of breathing room that Chosen's getting. It's forcing all of these units back to deal with them, and that's giving him some breathing space. He's getting out now. He's going to expand. He's pushing up the right-hand side. There's no PD up here at all. Still, all three Harbingers alive, although two of them into the red, one into the yellow, all into the red now. I think that's finally going to be it. But he's taken out quite a decent chunk of power. It was all T1. We'll see how that affects him in a minute. Still two alive, and one's got his shield all the way back up. But one pass from a couple of Corsairs takes that down. Get a look at how fefe's doing in terms of power. He's on the breadline, so to speak. Lovely little bit of micro, dodging left and right, finally gets taken out. Look how many PDs we've got down here. Zappers going up for fefe as well. He must have seen these tactical missile launchers. Doesn't want to leave himself open to a snipe. Chosen on much the same level of HP on that shield as we saw before. Nice little bit of micro there, left and right, dodging that pass from the Corsairs. Trouble is, for fefe, is there's an Ascendant or two in the mix down here. Some flak going off all over the place. I think almost depleted now, that shield. Finally, Chosen takes a few hit points of damage on the armor of his comm, but now we've got a little push happening by another Harbinger on the right hand side, going after the pursuing Mantids as best he can. point defense going up down here now for Chosen. Hasn't bothered to get that mass extractor. He'll just let the point defense take that out and rebuild it. There's permanent scouting going on in terms of scout planes up here over Fefe's com. Starting to get a T2 PGen in place, so looks like he's got the T2 engineering suite on his commander. Probably best idea to get a shield up there. Keep yourself safe, especially facing off against an Aeon. It's all too easy to get mercy sniped, and we're seeing some artillery. Interesting. So Chosen concerned about the amount of point defense in the middle of the map. Still, these rocks are in play up here. I don't really know why they haven't been reclaimed. Certainly Fefe could do a lot worse than to send a bunch of his build capacity on some reclaim runs. Once again, the game lulls into a building phase. Stealth field generator going up, so it really does look like a permanent fire base that Fefe is working on here with his commander. He wants to lock down this central section of the map and use it to try and pin Chosen into the corners. The only problem is that this sprawling effect that Chosen's got going on at the moment, he hasn't managed to contain the edges. And this level of tech, he hasn't really got an answer for at the moment. He's got Harbingers, he's got Asylums, he's got Ascendants. Pushing out with these combinations of units, and it's taking so many groups of Mantids and Medusas to defeat them. It's not working for him in terms of cost effectiveness at all. Another run coming in with some Corsairs. This time this forward group hasn't got any Ascendants in the mix. There's only a couple of Thistles. Vastly less effective against the air option. Only one Thistle left, and this little Harbinger, Aurora and Thistle, heading south at great speed. I think the mothers will be getting a telegram from the Aeon Commission for War explaining that they shan't be returning on the next leave. Very poor option there from those Corsairs, flying too far south. Heading over 5 Ascendants that just blast them out of the sky. Now we see the first artillery shells coming in from Chosen, who's working on his 4th piece of T2 artillery. Of course, T2 artillery not a cheap unit at all. But this is going to be quite a heavy push, I think, from Fefe coming in, working on that Harbinger as he goes. Lots of T1 PD going down as an emergency option for Chosen. Rather unfortunate, the single file manner in which they're coming in. There are a lot of eruptors on the ground. Coming in now, this really does look like an attempt to finish this early. There was a Serenity here as well. I think that might be about to go down. Oh, if that survives, I'll be amazed. Lots of build capacity going pop in Chosen's base. That will definitely slow up his production. It's the last thing he wants when he's trying to get out more T3 units. It's the thing that's keeping him in this game. Those, what is it, miasmas? Yeah, the miasmas, the T2 artillery pieces for Aeon, raining down fire on Fefe's little base. He's actually got a tactical missile launcher in play that he's working on. Is there any TMD actually in place for Chosen? I'm not certain there is. That could cause great issues. If he took out these 3 T2 PGens, that could really be problems. But a nasty little attack there takes out another couple of units of build capacity, and this base has just been hounded. Nice little group of T1 over here on the left that Fefe, is he aware of? He is aware of it. So, well, at least he knows that there's building going on down here. He might not know to what extent. Now we're seeing some TAC missiles coming in for Fefe, going straight after the T2 artillery, and that's painful, man. That's really, really painful. offhand, not 100% sure how much they cost. That's 2,000 mass per miasma, so that's 6,000 mass that just got incinerated. It's not something that Chosen can afford to lose, and immediately he starts construction of volcanoes, the TMDs for Aeon. That will prevent any more coming in. Very, very close indeed. He doesn't want to lose these P-gens. Absolutely vital that he doesn't. And now, finally, this threat at the bottom looks like it could be prioritized for Fefe. He's moving most of his spam down to that side of the map. And there just isn't enough stuff on the field down here for Chosen to defend, I shouldn't think. Not with the mix of Mantis and Medusa that he's got. Bomber's working away for Chosen. Chosen really is doing everything he can to stay in this. I'm almost sorry to say that the spam might be about to win over tech. I always want tech to win. That's just the way I want it. Attack missiles coming in, going straight after Chosen's comm. He eats both of them. But of course that shield, offering so much protection, takes it only down to about half its HP. Excellent idea for an upgrade on a game like this. And Medusa's ranging the Auroras at first, but not being microed back in time, and just get slammed when those Auroras move into position. And why all of those units aren't being moved south, and maybe because his attention is over here on the right-hand side. A large push from Fefe. That's got to be painful. If you take down this T3 factory, that is going to be nightmares for Chosen. This T2 radar surely has to be a high priority as well. T1 just isn't cutting the mustard anymore. But we've got a whole bunch of renegades coming in now, going straight after the miasmas. Obviously very upset about the artillery and how effective it's been. Wants to go after the power. Surely go after the power as quickly as possible. We've got ascendants coming in now. Too long before they go down. They've got a very limited amount of time. Working on eco primarily, going after the mass points. Now they're prioritizing those T2 power plants, but it's too late. Reinforcements coming in, but they're just going to get insted. Chosen got those off at just the right time. Still, that T3 factory is alive. Would have been a very nice pickup indeed. And now the push comes on the left-hand side for Fefe. And if he'd have pushed immediately, he would have been able to get down there before these four eruptors had been rebuilt. It's going to take a lot more casualties now than he needed to. In fact, that actually might fail that attack. He's also pushing on the right-hand side now as well. Gonna slow down. We're going to go to split screen because I want to see what happens on the bottom left. He's fading right with his troops over on the left-hand side. Still plunging south on the right. But these two Harbingers doing fantastic work, and of course that ACU, 222 kills, sitting pretty. Such a good upgrade, that shield. Excellent choice. It's overcharging like a boss. He's got that Serenity in play as well, so he's still bombarding that middle section from Fefe, who's still just trying to work on building that TMD as quickly as possible. Not an efficient use of Mantis at all. I'd be surprised if he manages to kill that Eruptor before it finishes all of those off. The attack seems to have petered out on the left-hand side. How are we actually doing for factories for Fefe? It's like 15, so he hasn't gone crazy with the factories, but it's certainly enough at the moment, and quite impressed actually with how well Chosen's managed to stay in this. $29 odd mass it seems to be, versus over 100 for Fefe. Another group of renegades heading south now as we pass the 36th minute in this game. Still going. He wants that eruptor down. It's killed so 39, 40. It's going to be 41 maybe. 41 kills on that eruptor. Very nice indeed. Just a few Medusas in that mix could have outranged it, and he wouldn't have needed to lose those troops. But I mean, it's well and good to criticize. At the end of the day, he's got one of the pros in the game cornered, and he's had him cornered for half an hour, and that in itself is quite an achievement. Just can't seem to finish it. More TMD going up for Chosen in the middle. Finally, we're going to get some shielding on Fefe's commander. That's going to make me feel a little bit easier. Needs it. He's getting all kinds of artillery fire coming back at him. But certainly it's a lighter, easier scenario than it has been. And Chosen just working on extra energy storage. Let's see how many he's actually got now. Doesn't want to lose that overcharge. It's vitally important. He's got 4 energy storage. And now we've got a big push coming over on the right hand side for Fefe. Large groups of Mantis and Medusa heading south. Chosen's got a few Auroras. He's got a couple of Harbingers with him. Another assault coming in. 240 kills on that commander. It's quite a significant push. I only assume that Fefe is maxed out, trying to finish Chosen off. He doesn't want to make that expenditure to T2. I think he could manage it. I mean, it's not too hard. He still didn't manage to finish off that little base on the left-hand side. That could be trouble. Still not seeing any kind of meaningful tech coming out from Fefe. Serenity still in play with 10 kills, working on that middle fire base. Shields down again. Is that a strap bomber? No, it's a T1 bomber. I was like, hang on a minute. T3 air tech? How did I miss that? But no, regular bomber coming in, trying to harass, but more renegades coming in now. But there's just too many Ascendants down here, and just not going to last 2 seconds. Get anything done there at all. Come on, Fefe. Give me some tech. Upgrade something. So if this continues, it's only going to go one way. There's a lot of Cerberus turrets there, though. We'll do with just at least one flak. Trying to corner him in with some static D, a whole bunch of T1 PD going down over here on the right. Needs to deal with this, and that's a grisly group of T1 over on the left hand side that's slowly building up. He's got fervors in there, he's got Auroras, a couple of spirits. Once again, that looks like it may have been prioritized. A whole group of units in the middle from Fefe shifting to the left-hand side. Renegades coming in now. Needs to be careful about the amount of thistles in that mix. One renegade goes down very quickly indeed. He's taken out a couple of mexes. The third one goes down. The fourth one is going to survive on 60 HP. Unreal. Still, this game continues. 41 minutes. Needs to get the Medusas in. Needs to engage with a group of Mantis first. Take out as many of the Auroras as possible. Then come in with the Medusas to try and range the Eruptors. He's just going to get his Medusas ruined by all of those Auroras. One of the Eruptors goes down. Meanwhile, we've got a push happening on the left-hand side as well. Going to go to split screen to keep an eye on the two attacks. It's a grisly-looking group of units from Chosen making his way up the right-hand side. A whole lot of build capacity and a whole lot of T1 power that's vulnerable. Finally, I think fefe might have been able to corner off this base, but he's not going in for the kill. Is he concerned about what's up here? Why isn't he going in for the kill? He's worried about this one Eruptor. Trouble is, there's going to be another one up there as well because there's a unit of build capacity. But now we've got some Renegades up here at the top right, focusing down that Harbinger as quickly as is possible. A whole bunch of Interceptors coming in, though, to defend it. Harbinger may yet make it out of this. I think it will. There's a lot of Interceptors, so Chosen looking like he may have grabbed air control. Interesting, considering he's behind it on tech. Finally that Eruptor goes down and that base is broken at the bottom left. Once again, the field shrinks for Chosen. Actually, at the moment, looks like he's ahead on mass, so seems to have gotten the better of fefe on eco. 2 more mass points, though, looking vulnerable from the moment, and in comes fefe to take them down. And there's no T3 in this group at all. And there's lots of queued up Oblivion turrets, but not many built. A little run by in down here around the back could cause some damage. Still, this group of units up here on the right-hand side is alive. These Harbingers wailing away. 163 kills on that Harbinger, 87 on the other one. Now, pretty large engagement happening down here. The left of Chosen's base. Chosen bringing his ACU in to assist. He's up to full health on his shield, 29,000 HP. Thank you very much. Once again, Medusa's forced to retreat. fefe, you need tech, son. You need some tech. Still producing Renegades. They're not going to be useful unless you can keep them alive. He needs to get air control back. Engineers heading south now for fefe. 45.5 minutes long this game so far. Still no anti-air coverage of any meaningful amount in the center here around this firebase. Bombers hovering overhead. Got a couple of Oblivion turrets down here for Chosen, so we're getting a little bit of a point defense war. And now this nasty looking bubble or group of bubbles up here for Chosen. Should be quite safe inside that for the moment. Is that a GC? That is a GC, so a GC is planned. But some other things going down first. Looks like a fusion, or a quantum reactor I should say, going down first. Get the power together to actually get that GC built. Once again, some success over on the left-hand side for the group of T1. Oblivion turret going into the green now. He could really do with killing that engineer before that goes online. Of course, intel is a wonderful thing, and he may not know how close he was to preventing that. Oh, but once again, the land getting in the way. See the arc on that as it's going after the Mantids. In some success in killing the Auroras, but he's just not got the units to deal with the huge quantities of Oblivion turrets, and now Chosen is looking very nasty indeed in terms of turtle mode. These Harbingers up here, 131 kills, and 198 kills and 14 kills. One of them goes down. All those Renegades are just going to get shot down, and that's easily as much mass, if not more. Fefe needs to deal with that, but he has made the transition to T3 air. He knows that that's a problem. So he's probably going to be working on some ASFs. I suggest he might need more power. He's bottlenecking power hard. Started to build ASFs. He's completely ill-equipped to do so at the moment. Built that Cerberus turret a little bit too far forward, Fefe. Optimistic as it was. Coming in with his mantids, but they're just getting rinsed. So many Oblivion turrets. Chosen strays a little bit too far forward with his comm. Eats a triple volley of Cerberus fire. Now more units moving up the right-hand side from Chosen. Fefe's just not able to lock down these edges. It's constant pushing out around this firebase. Yet more P-gens going up now. That Harbinger at the back, 211 kills. That's disgusting. He has got some ASFs. Chosen knows when not to overextend. He's now moving those units back, but he's also pushing on the left-hand side. There's very little over here to defend against it. The first time for a long time we've seen this section of the map actually threatened by Chosen. Some pretty good success. ASF's out for Fefe, working on those T1 bombers. Finding it quite hard to contend with the horde of interceptors. A few units just being dispatched to the left-hand side to deal with this little run-by. Look at this Turtle City. Chosen very solid work on that front. Very badly damaged T2 P-Gen down there finally goes up. Fefe could do without that. He's having colossal power issues. Down to 500 power. He's not going to be producing ASFs at any meaningful rate now. He's not going to be able to keep his shield on. And going for that air upgrade when he hadn't got the power to make it happen, I think may have just killed him. And this group of units that have made their way right around the edge of the map are just going to waltz in here. A bunch of auto turrets or auto guns placed down. They're not going to get finished though. All that build capacity just got boned. All of them down. And surely that's now the end of Fefe. Unbelievable turnaround. Up at the front, Chosen just zapping all of these Cerberus turrets, which have been such a roadblock for him in this game, forcing him to play at the edges the whole time. 52 minutes approaching in this game. 77 kills on that Harb, 269 on that one now. Unreal. Do a lot worse than to take out that hydrocarbon. That should be a priority. He's just basically on a move command at the moment. That is a hero Harbinger. 274. That's outrageous. It's the most kills I've seen on a single T3 unit, perhaps. Still, they continue. Mass trying to be grabbed by engineers from Fefe, but to no avail, and there's nothing that these groups of T1 units can do about them. Just completely outmatched. I understand what Fefe was trying to do, but he really should have teched earlier. He sensed how close Chosen was to going out, and it was really upsetting him. He calls the GG. He knows it's over. He's rather taking an awful lot of fire from pursuing Harbingers. Down to around 3,500 HP, running as fast as he can. Cerberus turrets offering some protection, but they're not going to get him out of it. And he goes down. 54 minutes, and still that Harbinger is alive. 302 kills. I love it. Outrageous. Well, thank you very much for Chosen, or to Chosen, for sending that one in. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. I'm still trying to get time to get the Easter cast up that I've been talking about for so long. It's going to be an NG mod. It may still arrive today. It may happen tomorrow. I can't promise you either way. But if I can get it done today, I surely will. But for now, as always, guys, stay well and stay safe. This is Gyle signing out.